There are over 100,000 tracks uploaded to Spotify every single day. Let that sink in for a second. 100,000 per day. Most of them will never be heard by a single human being who did not already know the artist. They just sit there, quietly, in the void. And yet, there are people making real passive income from AI-generated music right now. Not because they are better at music, not because they have an audience, but because they figured out one thing that almost everyone else gets completely backwards. I am going to show you exactly what that thing is. Most people uploading AI music right now open an app, hit generate, throw it on Spotify, and then refresh their dashboard every 4 minutes, wondering why nothing is happening. I know this because I was that person. Refreshing. Refreshing, like the streams were going to show up if I just believed hard enough. What finally changed things was stopping to think like a product manager instead of a musician. Which is ironic because I am neither of those things. But here we are. There is a specific underserved audio format hiding in plain sight on Spotify, YouTube, and the App Store. I found it using a completely free tool that most people walk right past. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact framework I built, how to find the niche, how to build the product, and how the math actually works once it is live. Stay till the end. The way the money stacks up is not what most people expect. Here's the mistake everyone makes. They open the AI music tool first. Do not do that. Seriously, close the tab. Go make a coffee. Come back, because you need to find demand before you create a single second of audio. The tool I use for this is completely free. It is Google Trends. Now, I know what you are thinking. Google Trends? That thing I used in 2012 to find out if anyone still cared about Gangnam Style? Yes, that one. It is actually incredible, and everyone ignores it. Here's the thing about search. Whether someone is typing into Google, Spotify, or YouTube, the underlying curiosity is the same. Google just gives us the cleanest, most honest picture of what people are actually looking for. Because nobody is performing on Google. Nobody is trying to be cool on Google. They are just typing what they want at 11 p.m. in their pajamas. That is the data we want. So here is exactly what I did. Go to trends.google.com. In the search bar, type something broad like music for studying. You will immediately see a graph. Is this topic rising, flat, or declining? Rising or consistently high is what you want. Flat is okay. Declining means get out. But here is the move that most people completely miss. Scroll down past the graph to a section called Related Queries. And here is the key. Top shows you what has always been popular. Rising shows you what is gaining momentum right now. That difference is everything. When I searched music for studying and looked at rising queries, I saw things like music for studying with ADHD, brown noise for concentration, lo-fi beats for focus. Those are not just search terms, those are product briefs. Someone is sitting there telling you exactly what they want and implying that nobody has made it well enough yet. That is basically a customer handing you a business plan. All you have to do is not mess it up. Then I used one more feature, the compare tool. I typed in two of those rising queries side by side, lo-fi study music versus ADHD focus music. Google showed me both trend lines over the past 12 months. Lo-fi study music was completely flat. It has been popular for years, and at this point the market is so crowded, you would need a flashlight and a map to find your album. ADHD focus music was trending upward, steadily, month over month, decision made. That is the niche. One more thing Google Trends gives you that almost nothing else does: seasonality. Search study music and set the time range to 5 years. You will see the same spike every single August through October, like a very punctual clock. That is back to school season. Students flood Spotify and YouTube every year looking for focus playlists. If you start building your catalog in June, your tracks have 2 months to get indexed and picked up by algorithmic playlists before that wave of desperate students arrives. That is not luck. That is timing the market. And a free tool just handed it to you. You are welcome, June U. Okay, I had my niche, ADHD-focused music, rising trend, seasonal upside, underserved audience. Time to make the music, which I cannot do at all. I once tried to learn guitar, and my neighbor left a passive-aggressive note on my door after 3 days. So AI it is. I use a tool called Suno. There are others, but Suno is the one I keep coming back to because the output sounds the most cohesive and professional to me. Your mileage may vary. Try a few, do not at me. I turned on instrumental mode. And here is where I did something different from what you usually see in these videos. I did not just type study music and hit generate. I thought about the actual listener. Someone with ADHD sitting down to do something they have been avoiding for 3 days. What do they need from audio? Consistency. No dramatic drops. No sudden buildups that make them look up from their screen going, "Wait, what was that?" Just a steady, calm texture that keeps the brain gently occupied without stealing the show. So my prompt was something like, lo-fi ambient instrumental, 60 BPM, minimal texture, soft piano, no drops, no transitions, consistent throughout. That specificity is the product. You are not just making music, you are designing a listening experience for a specific person with a specific need. I generated around 40 tracks over 2 days. This part was actually kind of fun. It felt like being a record executive, except I had no budget, no artists, and no idea what I was doing, so exactly like a record executive, I kept 22 tracks that felt cohesive. Used the extend feature to push each one past 2 minutes. Then, I built the album around a theme and called it Focus State. Simple, clean, exactly what someone would search. For the cover art, I looked at what was already working on Spotify in this niche. Soft gradients, abstract brain imagery, nothing loud. The visual equivalent of a weighted blanket. I went to Midjourney, described what I wanted, picked the best one, brought it into Canva, added the artist name, exported at 3000 by 3000 pixels. Done. The whole creative side took maybe 3 hours, which is 3 hours less than it took me to learn one chord on that guitar. Now here is where I did something the typical AI music video skips entirely. Most people upload to one distributor and call it a day. I treated this like 2 separate products on 2 separate platforms, because that is what it is. First, the album went to Spotify through DistroKid. I set the release date 2 weeks out so the algorithm had time to index it, and I was careful with track titles. Not track 1, not untitled. Actual searchable phrases like deep focus session, calm concentration, study flow for ADHD. Those titles show up in Spotify search. They also show up in Google. Your tracks are products. Name them like products, not diary entries. But then I did something else. I uploaded each track individually to YouTube as its own video. Simple visualizer on screen. Same keywords in the title and description that someone would actually type when they are 45 minutes into a procrastination spiral and desperately need to focus. Why bother with YouTube separately? Because YouTube has its own royalty pool entirely separate from Spotify. And if your channel hits 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, you qualify for the YouTube Partner Program. Ad revenue. On top of streaming royalties. 2 income streams, same 22 tracks. 0 extra creative work. I did 0 paid promotion, no ads, no playlist pitching, no posting on Instagram at 6 a.m. with motivational captions. The market research was supposed to do the heavy lifting. That is the whole bet. And I will show you exactly how it plays out. Okay, here we go. The part everyone skips to. I see you scrubbing the timeline. It is fine. I would too. Let me break down how the math actually works so you can run these numbers yourself. Spotify pays somewhere between $3 and $5 per 1,000 streams, depending on where your listeners are located. That is not a lot per track, but niche-focused music has something most genres do not: absurdly long average listen times. Someone puts on a study playlist and leaves it running for 2 hours. That is not one stream. That is multiple streams on multiple tracks, all from one person who sat down to do their homework. So the math compounds in a way it does not for regular music. Now, layer in YouTube. Focus and study content is one of the best performing categories for watch time on the platform, because people hit play and walk away. They are not watching, they are listening. And every minute they leave it running counts toward your 4,000 hour threshold for the YouTube Partner Program. Once you hit that threshold, ad revenue starts. On top of the streaming royalties, same tracks, no extra work. And here is the number I actually want you to focus on. The whole process I just walked you through, research, generation, curation, artwork, upload, takes about 6 hours per album. That is it, 6 hours. These tracks do not stop earning when you stop working. They keep streaming. They keep getting recommended, quietly, algorithmically, while you are doing other things, while you are sleeping, while you are refreshing a completely different dashboard for a completely different project, because apparently that is just who we are now. That is the actual opportunity, not one album, a catalog. Every album is another small royalty engine running in the background. Some will flop, some will find an audience. Over time, the ones that hit more than cover the ones that did not. The music industry is nervous about AI. I understand that. It is a real conversation worth having. But there is a version of this that does not compete with artists at all. It serves listeners who have genuinely never had anything made specifically for them. The person with ADHD who cannot focus in a coffee shop does not need Kendrick Lamar. They need the right 60 BPM ambient track at the right moment. You can build that. And Google Trends will tell you exactly how many people are out there looking for it at 11 p.m. in their pajamas. If this was useful, hit subscribe. I am going to keep running experiments like this and showing you exactly what happens, the good results and the ones that completely fizzle. See you in the next one.